Welcome back to part 3 of our How to Build a Game with Buildbox. This is a freeform tutorial and we're going to be continuing off from the previous 2 tutorials. So if you haven't got the project file, head over to buildboxacademy.com and download the file from part 2. Okay, so let's dive into the 3D world again and see where we are. Okay, so this is where we got to last time, added a few platforms. Now I think we will, let's start by tidying this up a little bit, cleaning things up I think. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff for now. Not that though, because that was the sun. And just to get things a bit cleaner and a little bit more organized, to see how we're doing. Let's move these. One thing that I have noticed is the player has a little bit of a, as he hits the floor, he seems to stutter slightly. There seems to be a bit of resistance there, like he has friction. I noticed this when we were in the previous one when we were playing, so I'm going to see about fixing that, which I think must be down to the player, and the friction is set pretty high there. So I'm wondering if we just set that to 0. That's not a great start, is it? I don't know why he didn't bounce straight away. Let's just add that up to 1. I don't think the bounce is affecting it. Yeah, I don't know if that's perceivable on this video, but his movement is a lot smoother now. He's not got that jolty, because if we add the friction back up to 1 and refresh this, you should see when he hits the floor there's a slight, yeah, it just doesn't feel quite right. So that's making him, hopefully you can see that, but he's moving a lot smoother now, which is good. Yeah. Okay, and sometimes it's worth putting on the bounding boxes. Let's refresh that so we can kind of see what's going on, and I can spot an issue right straight away. I don't know why he's stopping bouncing sometimes. We'll keep an eye on that. Might be something we need to fix. But these enemies here, you can see the bounding box is not actually moving with them, so you can kind of, yeah, he's still going. That is not what we want there. So we can fix all this stuff, but for now let's have a look at these the bounding boxes of these shapes, because they should be moving. They should be moving with the object, and I think we need them on kinematic to get that moving. Let's have a look there. Let's check that out and see. Yeah, I think that's working now, because I can't see. Yeah, that's much better. Perfect. Okay, good. I'm just going to go in there and delete that because we don't need that anymore. I was wondering about stopping him moving, and I think maybe we want to set the physics again on defeat, just so that he doesn't keep on rolling. It's going to be a bit hard to test this one. Nope, he's keeping on rolling there. If collide. Let's try that one. It's a bit of trial and error with this stuff to see kind of what works. That possibly works. Let's try that once more. Nope. Okay, that is not working. I'm wondering, collide. Defeat. I'm going to have a think about that issue and come back to it, but that's all part of the fun here. All right, how about let's we'll go back in here. Actually, there is we're not going to be able to see this on here, but let's add, I was thinking about this the other day, let's add haptic feedback for when he dies. This will be good for when we get to play it on the phone. So we just hook that up, and that means the phone will vibrate slightly when he dies. Camera shake, we're going to shake the camera as well. Let's hook this up so when he collides, and let's try this. Here we go. Yeah, that camera shaking is pretty subtle, isn't it? Let's just move this back here. There you are. Why is that? We're moving that's not what we want. We just want to move the object. Here we go. Then if we move it to here, then it's quicker to test our animation there. Okay, camera shake, speed. Let's speed it up. And the range, lessen the range, because it seems is not that visible. So let's try that. Ooh, range 0.5. Let's try now. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. Speed, let's speed it up, make it a little bit more violent. And 0.5. Lessen the duration. Yeah, that's much better. That is much better. I'm wondering, I was just thinking, I wonder if when he's defeated we can just remove the character. Yeah, I wonder if that's going to fix our rolling problem. It might not, but let's have a go. Yeah, well, the camera's not following the character, so hopefully that has worked. Let's try and get, yeah, perfect. All right. Okay, that's looking good. I'm glad that's working. Now let's tidy up these platforms a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of those. I'm thinking maybe all of these should be taller for the view. Yeah, let's have a look. Now these want to be set on 0, so they're all aligned on the x-axis. All right, that's all 0. Going to remove that one. Let's duplicate that. Going to make that a bit smaller. Let's try one there. That's good. Minus 0.5. A lot of this with building games is kind of trial and error and playing around, seeing what works, what doesn't. It's half the fun of it, really. Right, we've got our spinning platform there. Now I was thinking about building a bridge, one that kind of flips down. So let's go and have a go at that. Cube. Let's rename that bridge. Bridge will go in here. Let's just give it a different color. and I think the rotation animation, yeah. So this is similar to the last one we built. This platform, this plank spins, but this bridge is going to rotate horizontally. Let me just put this together and then you'll see what I had in mind. So if we wake it up again when we get close to it, let's say 300, rotate. I think it's this one. I think it's that we want. We actually need to put it in the scene. That would help. Oops. Oh. Let's put that miles away. Let's put that there. Okay, just going to put this near the beginning of the level so we can see it. 0.5. Nope, we want the other way. 0.2 and plank there. Okay. Just going to center the player as well. So he actually goes across the plank. And so if we have it up like this, hopefully when the player approaches it, first of all, we need, the bridge is just falling there, so we need to make that kinematic collision group. It's a platform. I think we also, I'm not sure if the character's actually, we should set that to character, the collision group, because he is the character. All right, let's see how this goes as we get close to it. Nope, that is doing nothing. Let's see, kinematic. Affected assets. No, he's not rotating. Let's have a look. Bridge. So wake up. Let's put 0. Let's put 10. Rotation. It might. Oh, I'll switch that off. It might be because he's rotating to the same point. Let's just put 180 in there. Now that is peculiar, that is not. So we've got the model. Distance, we're telling it to wake up. And then we've got the rotation animation. Aha, this needs to be on the created node. Right, let's check that out. I think it might spin now, this. Yeah, woo, yeah. All right, so that's not quite what we wanted. Put that back to 0. I'm hoping the bridge will flip down as we approach it. Okay, 90. Let's just go 90 in there. Ah, there we are. Perfect. But we want it to wake up a little bit before we get to it. 300. Yeah, that's much better. That's what we wanted. Bit of trial and error, and you get there in the end. Get there in the end. Right, let's move this on. Let's just reset that to check that it fits the gap. Then set that back to 90. All right. Let's see how we're looking. That camera is a little bit. Let's turn that. All right. Maybe I've made that too tricky for myself, have I? No, we made it. that is looking good. Alright, let's duplicate this. I'm thinking of... Oops. Actually, while we're here looking at this, there is a little feature in Buildbox where you can add fog. So if we check that on, refresh. Yeah, which is quite nice because it kind of gives a hint to what's up ahead, and you can play with these values. So the fog start scene there, the fog start distance is how close to this end it is, and the fog end distance is where it finishes. So let's have a look. So you can play around with these numbers and get something that you like the look of. So that's obviously brought it a lot forward. 1500 was looking good. Yeah, that's nice because you can kind of see what's off in the distance there, but it doesn't give it all away. So, all right, we'll leave it like that for the moment. Let's just get this back in a good position here. Perfect. Right, what were we doing? That's it. We were sorting this out. I'm going to bring that in a little bit. -2. I'm wondering if it should be touching the platforms or not. That's another one of those things where it's kind of a lot of trial and error, and it's why I haven't gone on to making other levels, because you kind of want to get a good base for the look of your game before you move past this and creating other levels, because you want it all to be uniform. Let's make this the length of the level to give us a bit of a ceiling. Move that up. I'm going to leave it around like that for now. Yeah. Well, this is already looking a lot cleaner and smoother than what we started off with today. But I know there is one issue here. If we fall off the edge, we don't die. So I was thinking of adding some lava. But we're just going to add a cube to start with. Let's call that lava. Let's make this kind of a reddy colour. Let's drop that in. Now we're going to need to make this an enemy, and we'll want it to kill our character. But for now, let's get it sized up, and so that way if our character falls off of the platforms, he'll die instead of just falling off into nothing and not actually dying. Yep. Let's make, I can see that falling away already. Let's make that static under the, yep, static. Collision group enemy, and the affected asset is the character. Yeah, it would be nice to see a bit more of that. Kind of so you get an idea that if you do fall off, you're you're going to fall into lava. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that's working already then. Oh, those blocks are behaving oddly. Platforms, friction 1, bounce. We don't really want those to bounce. And give them a massive 10 as they'll probably be quite heavy. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's better. That is looking good. I might move this light above the pit here and give it that kind of, I think that pink's a little bit too pink actually for our, pop that in there. So this should kind of give the illusion, yeah, that the glow is coming up from below. Let's change the colour of this lava because it's a bit too pinky. Let's make that redder. Go and have a look at that. Oh yeah, that's looking very nice. So you can see the red's reflecting up here, and it kind of makes it look like the lava is casting that above. And by having it red, it kind of makes it obvious for the player that they shouldn't be falling in that. The debris explosion isn't particularly impressive at the moment, is it? I think we might need to increase that. Let's have a. Yeah, they kind of just all fall to the floor, which is a bit weird. Linear velocity. Now, I wonder if it's because we did that. Let's go and see. Let's check. No. Maybe we just need to give it a bit more force. Debris, let's see, friction. Again, let's move this back so it's quicker for us to test. Yeah, that's not being very impressive, is it? Let's go. Let's see, let's go 100 on here. By cranking the numbers up, it just gives us an idea of if it's doing anything, and it doesn't really seem to be. Let's go on 100 on that. Preserve momentum, maybe that's no. Now I'm not sure why they are just falling to the ground. That is very odd. Angular velocity. I'll have to have a think on that one and see what the issue is. Right, because that's all working. Let's check the dynamic, friction, mass. I don't think the mass really matters. Friction 0. Yeah, that's let's set the mass to 0. No, very peculiar. Very peculiar. I'll have to come back to that. I'll have a think about what the issue is there. I'm sure it's something simple I am just overlooking, but that is the nature of game development. So, okay, let's go back to the 3D world. We'll move along. Let's pop this down here. There. We'll make him a bit smaller. Longer. I'm going to need this longer. And just check on the start and end of the level. There we go. In the next video, we'll add a checkpoint, I think, and hopefully fix that issue. Rid of that light. Let's duplicate these and put them over the lava pits. Okay, we do have a UI screen with a, no we don't. What we need is, we need to add a game over screen so we can replay it. So I think we want an event observer, game over, yeah, event type, game over. So this just looks out for, let's call that game over. This looks out for when the player dies. So if we go back to here, you can see it has a little output, and that means we can add another UI screen, and this one can be our game over screen, where we can give users the opportunity to restart. So if I had a control button to that game over screen, let's add restart. That is not the one we want. We need a navigation button, because a navigation button will allow us to restart. Now it's worth putting this in, because especially if we're going to export it and put it on the phone, then it's nice to be able to not have to force quit it to be able to restart the game. So if I just make this full screen, just for testing purposes, let me just check. Yeah, game over. Right. So now when we die, we should be able to just tap the screen and it'll put us back to the beginning. It is not doing that yet. Let's have a look. UI screen, game over. Restart. Oops. I think it's restart. So why isn't that? Okay, let's check our character. I think that might be, yeah, why it's not working, because there's no. We need a delay and an event. Yeah, event observer. So basically, when the game's over, we go to the game over menu. Let's try that. Defeat, delay, and then pause current world. Okay. So we've actually fixed two issues there. The reason the debris explosion wasn't working was because of the because we removed the character. So now, because we cranked up the numbers, I think the debris explosion is working a little too well. So let's so I think that was fine. That's obviously what happened there. Great, so we've got our explosion, and we've also fixed it so that if we tap the screen, we get to restart and try again. Great. I think I'm going to wrap it up there for today. You can download this project file from buildboxacademy.com. I hope you found it useful, and in the next one I think we'll flesh out the start screen and the restart screen. You know, we'll create some UI elements and hopefully get a checkpoint in there and maybe an extra level. Alright, I hope you found this useful, and do visit buildboxacademy.com and go and download the project files from there. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.